Seeing as this weekend's a little bit special, being the mini festival, members of the public have been allowed onto the grid to get up close and personal with the cars and the Stars of Mini Challenge.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Some of them I wouldn't think of seeing because they're all different.
I think it was really fun because I thought we were just going to a boring old beach to fish in.
Well, there's lots of cars obviously racing, and I'm amazed by how many they could keep on the track on a wet day like today.
Coming on the grid, definitely highlight of the day, isn't it?
The hallowed turf of Brands Hatch, isn't it? That's what it is.
For the final race of this triple header, it's a reverse grid with Davison on pole position for the JCWs. It's also a standing start. But will Lee Allen be able to make it a triple win from 6th position on the grid? It's time to find out. Let's go racing.
Reverse grid race always adds the entertainment, and this is our line-up with Will Davison and John O'Brown showing the front row of the grid. Particularly impressive for John O'Brown. Lawrence Davey and Chris Smith row 2, Smiley and Allen the 3rd row. In the Cooper class, the reversal applies as well, so it's Justin Taylor on pole with Ben Gridley, a very welcome returnee to the championship 2nd. Ollie Walker then starting from 6th. As we get the green flag waved at the rear of the field, Gridley and Cresswell comes into position as away we go. It's a great start from pole position for number 17, William Davis, who moves away into the immediate advantage. Chris Smith well away too. Saw a flash of somebody maybe going sideways in the background there as the rest of the field all plunged down through Paddock Hill Bend, with Adrian Norman having taken over the lead of the Cooper class, climbing up Elwood Hill towards Druid. It's Davison from Smith, then Lawrence Davey. John O'Brown not making such a good getaway, and it was Kevin O'Connor who encountered early problems, but he recovers with no problems. Also a quick spin there for Mark Stewart. He should get back underway fairly promptly. John O'Brown under a little bit of pressure then from Jake Packer. Lawrence David who's been shuffled down out of sight with Lee Allen and Luke Cordell, just holding a watching brief, because the key to the tactics of this race with the reverse grid is not so anything too heroic in the first couple of laps. Let the race come to you, and then you can start looking to make ground. At the same time though, Chris Smith evidently feels he's a little bit quicker than the race leader, the blue car, William Davison, and aiming to pick his way past him as they come down out of Druids into Graham Hill Bend. A very good reason there, because Smith in that orange and black car in 2nd place has been reeled in all the while by the bright red car of Chris Smiley, and Smiley's got a little bit of daylight between himself and Jake Packen in 4th, and that means that Smiley can really set about putting the challenge onto William Davison and Chris Smith ahead of him. So the 3 of them accelerate through Clark Curve onto the Bradford Straight, which isn't really a straight at all, rather a long right-hander, and that will bring them then to the end of another lap. Over the line, they flash into the braking zone, Paddock Hill Bend. We saw earlier on just how strong on the brakes Paddock Chris Smiley is, but for the time being, he's prepared to let Chris Smith put the pressure onto Davison. And there's Cordell and Allen flying in formation at the back of the shot, the blue and yellow cars. All about the Cooper class being led at the moment by Hamish Brandon from Shane Stoney, and then Adrian Norman, with the rest of the field really as one behind. Ricky Page coming under pressure from Ben Gridley, who's been on the podium in the past in the Cooper class, and then the ever sideways Gideon Cresswell, who's done superbly well to make up several positions from the very back of the grid. There is number 3 car, Cresswell. He's passed by the recovering Kevin O'Connor, who's not really racing with O'Connor, rather a JTW class car. Amongst the Cooper class runners, the lead of the race overall, and the JTW class still being held by William Davison, although he is now under pressure from Jake Packen. So it's Chris Smith who has disappeared from proceedings, and Packen goes to the move around the outside and takes lead the race into Paddock Hill Bend. Classic Brands Hatch manoeuvre that carried the slipstream along the Bramham Straight, ducked out of the bubble. Around the outside he swept, and now it's the turn of Chris Smiley and also John O'Brown to try and gain ground. Brown, who drove up from the back of the pack in race 2, and he's converting that reverse grid front row start in race 3 very effectively. Gideon Cresswell, well, he's having to come right to the back of the field as he dives to the inside of Adrian Norman, taking the place. Norman, who's been a fantastic sport this weekend, alongside Patrick Mortimer, allowing his car to be used in the Russ Swift stunt show, although Swift never got as close to the cars around him as this leading group are now, as Chris Smiley looks to take the lead of the race away from Jake Packen, which he does well before their arrival into Paddock Hill Bend. So it's Smiley, who's been threatening for victory all weekend, who moves into the lead. Lee Allen also able to slide through, gains the place on William Davison. Would appear as if Lawrence Davey is going to achieve that feat as well. He does on the brakes into Druids. Luke Cordell follows through as well. Brett cleaning the pack slightly further back. There's Bob Hosier, who is coming under a bit of pressure from Craig Freeman, as Stuart Calder has had a moment, looks to recover it, slews around. Yep, the suspension completely broken on that as he moves across the track in the face of George Allen and the swarming pack behind him. Now I just wonder whether or not that is going to bring out the safety car. Calder, fortunately, is okay. The car rather less so. Smiley leads over the line, and he's now clear of Packard, who's coming under pressure from John O'Brown and Lee Allen. That group sweep down through Paddock Hill Bend. Lawrence Davey and Luke Caldwell part of it, but they're going to have to cease hostilities for the moment because the new mini paceman pace car comes out, picks up the race leader Chris Smiley, and they all slow themselves down. It's going to be a very, very frantic final few laps to this race. As ever, the excellent marshals here at Brands Hatch. Recovery teams get to work recovering Stuart Calder and also Chris Smith, who's pulled off to the side of the road, which solves the mystery as to why he disappeared from the leading group. As the fans get the opportunity to savour this magnificent field in the mini challenge. A number of additions this weekend to the Cooper class, and easily the largest entry to the championship this season. Let's hope it continues as the pace car pulls in, the race gets back underway, and Chris Smiley converting the restart with very, very good effect, pulling clear of Jake Packen, who's still got John O'Brown and Lee Allen on his tail, Lawrence Davey and Luke Caldwell also part of this leading group. Adrian Wilmot as well, showing strongly. He's on the tail of William Davison as they climb up Held Hill into Druids, and Lee Allen looking anxious to get himself onto the podium once more. He's looking for the triple victory this weekend. That may be a challenge as Brown looks to the inside of Jake Packard. Luke Caldwell does the same to Lawrence Davey. Neither move successful, but Packard's very slow. Come on to Cooper straight. John O'Brown one side, Lee Allen the other, and they immediately dive through, take second and third place. So that brings Allen onto the podium. He's now going to find a way past John O'Brown and then Chris Smiley to make it the triple victory. And I just wonder whether or not Packen has got a problem, because he seems to be again slow on acceleration along the Bradford straight. Yes, he is. Cars heading past him in every direction. It's looking pretty frenetic in the Cooper class as well, isn't it? As they accelerate along the Bradford straight. There's Lee Allen and Luke Caldwell busy doing battle on the tail of John O'Brown. This is for the second two spots on the rostrum, because the race would rather appear to be decided in favour of Chris Smiley at the moment. Smiley driven excellently since the restart and just pulled well clear. There's Shane Stoney and Hamish Brandon goes side by side for the lead in the Cooper class, and it's Stoney to the inside line who breaks very, very deep. The championship leader, who's had a mixed weekend thus far at Brands Hatch, would very much like to sign it off with a victory, but he is under pressure from Brandon and Ricky Page. And then just behind, where you have got Gideon Cresswell and Ollie Walker. So around the outside goes Hamish Brandon, sprints down the hill out of Druids to the inside line into Graham Hill Bend, and through he goes, or does he? Brandon certainly has the pace. He gets his elbows out, pushes Shane Stoney out wide, but Stoney keeps his right foot firmly planted. And this could give Ricky Page a very good opportunity here, as Brandon finally goes through and takes the lead of the class. But also some of the cars ganging up behind as well, who maybe aren't slowing themselves down quite as much with the ferocity of fighting. So into the final lap we go. Patrick Mortimer, Craig Freeman and George Allen busy doing battle. It's Allen to the head of that queue, then the Team Skeletrix car of Patrick Mortimer, who's under threat from Craig Freeman, who dives to the inside to Druids and tips Mortimer into a spin. I'm not really sure what Patrick Mortimer could have done there. He needed to take the corner. As what about this for the lead of the Cooper class? And it's Gideon Cresswell who's going to try and dive through the number 3 car to the inside of Shane Stoney and maybe Hamish Brandon. The checkered flag goes out. It's Chris Smiley who takes the race victory from John O'Brown and Lee Allen. But what about the Cooper class? It is Cresswell who leads it from Brandon, then Ben Gridley trying around the outside of Ricky Page at Druids. Page gets his elbows out, pushes Gridley onto the grass, down into the left-hander of Graham Hill Bend they come. It's 3 abreast, and contact between Gridley and Page. It pushes Ricky Page off. Shane Stoney takes evasive action, and that opens the door for Ollie Walker to move past Ben Gridley and take third in the Cooper class. So as they come through the final turn, it's Gideon Cresswell who leads the class, Hamish Brandon in second, and then remarkably it's going to be Ollie Walker. You've got very long odds on that at the start of the final lap, who's going to take third in the class as Patrick Mortimer heads over the line. It is a fantastic win from the very, very back of the grid in the Cooper class for Gideon Cresswell from Hamish Brandon and Ollie Walker. What a race that was to round out the weekend from the mini challenge. So here, the final results with the win for Chris Smiley from John O'Brown and Lee Allen, Lawrence Davey in fourth, with Will Davison and Luke Caldwell completing the top 6. In the JCW class then, Chris Smiley wins it from John O'Brown and Lee Allen. And in the Cooper class, remarkable drive from Gideon Cresswell to claim the honours from Hamish Brandon and Ollie Walker. Brilliant racing, huge cheers on the top step of the rostrum for Gideon Cresswell and Chris Smiley.
I made my way up in the lead and Jake passed me and I passed him back again, and from there on I just seemed to get away with it. So it wasn't say it was easy, but it was helped of it, so it was good. So looking forward to Oulton Park now. I need a few points, so hopefully we can go forward from now.
Some fantastically close racing in the Cooper class. Tell us more.
The last few laps were just carnage. It was really good. I was just trying so hard to hang on, and Shane was pushing me hard, and it just backed everybody up and caused a bit of damage to a few cars, but we came through, and it was a fun race. It was a lot of fun.
I had Ollie right behind, pushing me along all the way, literally, sometimes pushing me on, but it was good stuff. And then Hamish sort of started to run wide, and then I just had him into the paddock. I just, it was a bit of a gutsy move, but yeah, over the moon.
We got a good start, and then going into Graham Hill Bend, one of the JCWs tried to force a gap on us, and that dropped us almost to the back again. So it was just working our way up from the back, but I nearly had him. I nearly.
10 races into the season, and it's Shane Stoney who leads the way, although his poor weekend has allowed Josh Gollin and Hamish Brandon to close the gap. The first of the JCW runners, Chris Smith.
Some dramatic racing to top off a fantastic weekend here at the Mini Festival. We're now halfway through the championship with 4 more race meetings still to come. Join us next time at Oulton Park. In the meantime, you can check us out on Twitter, our Facebook page, and of course the Mini Challenge website. But for now, from Brands, it's goodbye.